Hello, everybody. As part of the Technical Council's new initiative, we have been interviewing technical clubs so that the first years who are now trying for inductions can get a better idea of the club they are applying to. Today, we are having with us ProfNITT, which is the Finance and Investment Club of NIT Trichy. It was started 2 years ago by a bunch of enthusiastic teens who wanted to make a change in the financial sector. So the unique way of working in ProfNITT is they allow their members to get as much industrial exposure as much as possible. So, I mean, you have been witness to it, I guess. They have been conducting a lot of workshops, alumni talks, guest lectures throughout the academic year. And they also have their own flagship event, which is called Investors, and that occurred during October last year. So today we have with us the founder and the head of ProfNITT, Mehul. So hello, Mehul.
Hi Karthika, thanks for the great introduction. And I guess before we start, I would like to first thank Technical Council for this great initiative. I think it's really helpful for the first years, and it's really great of you to invite us as well on this. Thank you.
Okay, the first question that I'm going to ask is a basic question that most of the students might have. Is it safe to consider ProfNITT as a finance club?
Yep. So we work mainly in the domain of finance, but we are known as the Finance and Investments Club of NIT Trichy because we do a lot of activities in the investment domain, especially, right? Although investments is a part of finance, but still you can consider as Finance and Investments Club of NIT.
Okay. So is knowing about investments and trading essentials required for an engineer?
Yep, absolutely right. Be it for his a career in the field of finance or just for his own savings for his future, right? Earning money is one thing, but after you earn, you need to keep on investing it. Otherwise, the value of it depreciates with every year. So you need to be smart about that and understand how you got reinvested. We have had so according to our surveys, right, more than 75% of the alumni said they didn't knew about how to invest. They just blindly invested in any mutual fund or any stock that their friends or TV recommended, which is not a good way to invest. So having that sort of exposure from the college level itself helps in your career as well as your own wealth management.
Okay, so as a club, you have conducted a lot of alumni talks, right? So you got an idea of the opportunities that people have in finance field. So can you just tell us about opportunities for engineers, especially in the finance field after graduation?
Yeah, so finance is actually one of the highest paying fields for an engineer in India today. Like it surpasses software development and even management consultant. So there are a lot of fields ranging from investment banking, hedge funds, private equity, venture capital. And you have a lot of their fintech startups as well, right? So there's always new stuff coming up like blockchain, cryptocurrencies. So it's a very new concept. They keep on coming up, and new sectors keep on forming up. So and even in fact, our alumni, right? As per statistics, more than 15% of the alumni right now are in the finance sector. And even the highest payer that comes for a placement we saw that comes for a software position, albeit they are also a finance firm. Even Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all these firms are regular names at NIT Trichy, and they are all finance firms.
Okay, so do you as a club hold knowledge sessions about topics like risk analysis, portfolio management?
Yep. So there are various types of discussion we do. Right, as a young club, we like to maintain our structure flexible so that people can do more learning and less, work around navigating those structures. So we have had sessions where alumni from the industry, they used to have sessions every week where one of the alumni would come and they would explain to our members about a financial concept be it stuff like debt syndication or high frequency trading, stuff like that, right? And then we have KSS by our own members, right? We also tried out a new format last year where we did an open KSS that is open for anyone inside NITT. It was a good success. A lot of people showed up, and we also have group discussions and case study sessions, so that even though people don't have a lot of knowledge in that, still using discussions and research, one can know about it.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, ProfNITT's unique way of working is it provides industry exposure to its members as much as possible. So, can you tell us about how you ensure that?
Yeah. So one of sorry about that. Yeah. So one of the key parts, that defines ProfNITT is, the amount of industrial exposure that we like to impart to the members, right? From the inception itself, we have been a keen believer that rather than doing a lot of theoretical work, connecting the members directly to the industry ensures more learning. So our members on a yearly basis get access to at least 6 to 10 CXO level people at big banks, fintech firms, investment firms, right? And they talk to them. They are the ones who invite them, responsible for liaising with them. Apart from that, they some of the members are even mentored by those people, right? And we even have closed room KSSs by those same alumni and industry people. So this is the way we try to do it. Recently, we have even started taking up projects from the industry where we are taking up fintech projects, right? So that's the start, and hopefully in the future we also start taking up more projects into core finance like trading or investment management and all that. We previously we have also done a project related to venture capital funding for the startups of NITT as well.
Okay. So let's get into inductions. So I'm sure a lot of first years would be interested to join the club. So what all skills do you think they need to have, or do they need to have in-depth knowledge about finance before applying to this club?
So before applying, no, they don't need to have any knowledge. In fact, when we started the club, I had almost no knowledge related to finance, frankly, right, compared to what I have. But it's just that the student needs to be willing to learn, right? So the first time he fills up the Google form, and to the point where he gets inducted, in between that time, we'll give him a lot of resources. So the student needs to be able to grasp that knowledge and understand during that time, right? We don't expect him to learn every topic that is there in finance, but we expect him to be interested in at least one of the topics and learn something about it, so that it's not a completely new field to him. That essentially ensures that when he comes to the club, he has something that he can work on, he can contribute on, and he can talk about to other people. And apart from that, there are other fields he can always learn from each other.
So while they are applying for personal interviews round, you might be looking for certain qualities, right? So what are qualities are you looking for in an inductee?
So ProfNITT follows, we try to induct more on the basis of the task that a person does rather than the PIs, right? Now, GDs are always a good way to understand someone's communication skills and their knowledge in a particular sector, because then you have a lot of cross points and it's easy to understand how much a person knows about a particular topic in finance. But we induct more on the basis of task, because we don't want to give anyone a disadvantage just because he's very shy or introverted. So we try to focus more on the task.
So as I told before, this club was founded 2 years ago by Mehul and his close associates. And so could you tell us about the perks and the difficulties of starting a new club in campus, especially in the first year itself? It will be a sort of encouragement to the juniors as well.
Yep. So, well, just a warning, it's not as easy as it seems. Like when we started out, I honestly, like the honest thought that I had, like, how hard could it be? As a club, maybe I could get a couple of people to get together for some time. We could do some trading activities, and that would be it, right? But it's not that easy. So when I was in my first year, right, I wanted to know about finance. As I said earlier, I didn't knew a lot of things about finance, but I had heard that finance is such a great career opportunity. It pays a lot, so I wanted to know about it. But there was no club, so I just approached the then student council that hey, I want to do this, and the GS at that time, he supported me that okay, fine, you do it, right? But then we then formed the student interest group, right, where we were in the official club. So 1 year we did that, and last year itself we got an official permission from the dean office, and we are probably one of the only clubs in NIT to get the budget itself in the first year as well. So it's been a pretty tough ride and a pretty ambitious ride as well. We and I don't think any club has grown so fast, and it's mainly due to the efforts of all the members. I mean, we were lucky to have so many great members and core members to be able to grow at such a pace and be so ambitious.
That's great to know, Mehul. So, final question would be: can you describe the induction process in detail?
Sure. So basically, the induction process. So we generally follow a structure, right? Now, if say we there might be some deviations. If suppose the team feels that this group of people need some more waiting, right? So, but apart from that, this is general. You fill a Google form. There are a few rounds of PIs. At the end of every PI, you'll be given a task. There might be some GD involved, right? And this time we are thinking of doing something new, right? So if that happens, you guys will definitely know about it in the posters.
Thank you, Mehul, for taking time out of your busy schedule and attending this interview. So, we have more interviews lined up, so people can get a better overview of all the technical clubs in NIT Trichy. So, stay tuned and stay safe.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the interview. Awesome work by Technical Council, guys. Looking forward to the next interviews as well. Cool.
Bye.